Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Doctor Who video. In today's video I'm doing something a bit different again, in that I'm doing my little overview / review of this, which is Big Finish Out of Time, which is monumental for many reasons. Now, I don't usually review Big Finish stories, in fact I don't usually review audio stories, but I'm making an exception for this because it is the first ever encounter between the 10th and 4th Doctors. So to start off with my opinions on the story, I absolutely loved it. I listen to quite a lot of Big Finish. I tend to listen to them whilst I'm doing jobs around the house, or when I'm commuting, or on a walk, etc, etc. I personally listened to this whilst I was painting the house, of all things, and the time went by like that. It was such a good audio story, very well written by Matt Fitton. Excellent supporting cast, but of course the main reason why you listen to this is to have these two sharing your ears together, and they don't disappoint. Tom Baker and David Tennant are incredible in this story, and it really does seem as if not a day has passed since they were last on screen as the Doctor, but in actuality it's been many years by this point. Their camaraderie, their banter is just brilliant, and it actually makes for one of the more unique multi-Doctor stories that we've ever had because of its unique premise of this cathedral of contemplation, and how the Doctor spent time there in his 4th incarnation and then revisited it in his 10th incarnation. It's really, really interesting. And as well, the villains being the Daleks, well, that's just got to be the way it is for a big multi-Doctor story like this. And Nicholas Briggs, once again, is brilliant as the voice of all the Daleks. You can particularly distinguish the Supreme from the regular soldier Daleks. One thing to note is that for the 10th Doctor, this takes place sometime in the 2009 specials. So he's travelling alone, he's in a bit of a I don't need anyone, or I'm better than everyone else kind of mood. In fact, he even mentions that to the 4th Doctor at one point, being I don't need anyone, which is good, and I'm glad that we are finally seeing some of that Time Lord victorious arrogance finally explored, whether it be in this or in Time Lord Victorious. It's really interesting, and hopefully it will give a bit more depth to the lengths that the 10th Doctor went to in The Waters of Mars and The End of Time. So overall, I would really, really recommend Out of Time. It's a brilliant multi-Doctor story. It's really unique, original, and it's something that if you can listen to it, do listen to it. It's really good. And of course, this is the first of a trilogy of multi-Doctor crossovers. So this is the first one, obviously, with the 10th and the 4th Doctors. The second one will have the 10th Doctor teaming up with the 5th Doctor to battle the Cybermen. And the third instalment will see the 10th Doctor teaming up with the 6th Doctor to battle the Weeping Angels. And that sounds brilliant, and I'm really looking forward to them. However, Volume 2 isn't out for another year, and Volume 3 isn't out until 2022. Why do we have to wait so long? Because if Out of Time is anything to go by, we are in for such a treat with these 3 audios. Another thing worth noting is that this story was recorded entirely in lockdown. This was recorded back in March of this year, when obviously the UK, along with most of the rest of the world, went into a very strict lockdown. So all of these actors were recording straight from their homes and not from the Big Finish studios. Honestly, I didn't know. And for a long time, I genuinely thought Tom Baker and David Tennant were in the same room at the same time, delivering their lines to each other. It was only when I listened to the documentary that comes after the story that I realised that, oh no, wait, it has been recorded in lockdown. But I didn't know. And if I didn't know, I'm sure many of you didn't know. And if Big Finish can continue to make this kind of content whilst in lockdown, whilst in these incredibly unique situations that we find ourselves in right now, then good on them. And they are certainly trying to make the most of this appalling situation that we find ourselves in. Overall, I highly recommend this story. It's one of the best Big Finish stories I have listened to, and I've listened to many on my almost daily commute to and from university over the last year. and this honestly stands out from the crowd as one of the best that I've listened to, and I can't wait for more. If this is the standard going forward, count me in. So it gets a solid 9 out of 10 for me, and I would highly recommend it. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you again soon for another Doctor Who review, whether it be a Big Finish review, DVD review, or something else entirely. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.